until about 2008, what you could do is you could sign in anonymously, or you could put your name in if you wanted to, but I don't think there's a login at that point. But what a lot of people just do would sign in anonymously and then put their name after it. But up until that point, like people, it was a war zone. Like people would post like super offensive stuff, you know, it just mean spirited and pretty wacky stuff, you know. And there was good comments too, but I mean, it was crazy. I think it was 2008. They decided to remove the allowance of anonymous, and so you had to log in and use a username. And so that really did change the feel of the comment section, probably for better, in that it knocked out a lot of the really, really crazy stuff. And when we do get really, really crazy stuff, which we used to once in a while, it's easy to kick that out. And that you also have to weigh, you know, I mean, I'm not looking to censor people. I'm not looking to be a cop. But on the other hand, you can't have like KKK guys like running around. So, you know, you got to boot them out, you know.
Right.
But I guess the interesting blowback, though, is that now that there are trolls, or I don't even know if trolls is the right word, I'll just say weirdos, that are dedicated to maintaining a certain presence in the comments section. And they use, I guess, they're always on the attack, and they attack within the confines of a PC to allow context to give the guys that, oh, I'm making a moral statement, but not really. You're using that as a shield to be a nasty person underneath, which is an interesting dynamic, I guess, if you will. And one last thing I want to add, though, is people, and even we make this mistake sometimes, is never assume that the commenters reflect the actual readership of Punk News, because more often than not, it's the exact opposite. Like if we post a Green Day video and the comments says, oh, I hate this sucks, more likely than not, more Punk News readers like the video, or would say they like the video, than would not. And the way you can verify that is if you look at the Facebook and the Instagram, it's totally flipped. So the comment section really is like 1% of 1% of the readership. The vast majority of our readers don't log in. And so it's a really the most dedicated and weirdest readership, if you will. So
yeah, I mean, over especially the last couple of years, I've certainly been seeing the same people pretty much constantly, you know, who are chiming in on, you know, mostly a lot of the bigger stories, or like more of the stories that revolve around the bands that are a little bit more notable. But, you know, it's not to say that you guys still aren't covering, you know, smaller bands, which is certainly appreciated. Like, as somebody who runs a record label and has been in a few smaller bands over the years, that have, you know, tried to seek out, like, hey, will you cover this, or will you announce my new record or something like that? It's nice to know that I can reach out to you guys. And, you know, you haven't done it every time, but you've done it most of the time. And that's a